all like to think that we're good parents, right? But what are some of the things that parents can do that are bad for their children? For example, like giving them juice, sugary juice kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of times parents can even sort of unaware make poor choices, and that would be a perfect example of feeding them high glycemic index foods, which would include juices, which you might think, oh, well, that's better than pop, but it's still very high in sugar and low in fiber. So it's going to, certainly create that sweet tooth and could lead to energy problems as well as emotional and hyperactivity problems. Any high sugar foods are things that should be avoided in children. If you don't introduce them early on, the children really don't have as much of a need or a taste for them. So avoiding them as long as possible, certainly through infancy. Avoiding sugar and juice and things like that.
So that's probably the worst thing that parents can do, is to give their kids sugar.
Yeah, I'd say introducing it early on, because it leads to, in our culture, we just are filled with so many sugary foods and highly processed foods.
High fructose corn syrup.
Yeah,
is in
high
everything.
fructose corn syrups and artificial colors and preservatives.
Sugary cereals, that kind of thing. Well, they're marketed to children.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, so that's where it gets more difficult. That's why I say before they're really aware of that, say from age 6 months to 3 years, you've kind of got that golden window that you can certainly more easily avoid sugar if they're not introduced to it, because they don't know. They don't know what those foods are in front of you.
And they'll be getting natural sugar from whole fruit, not juice, right?
That's right. Eating, things that are higher in sugar, but whole foods is certainly a great way to introduce your child to the wonderful world of sweets. So fruits, sweet potatoes, things like that.
How about honey?
Honey is one that you actually want to avoid in children.
I was wondering about that.
Even up through, I'd say, age 2, because of the risk of botulism.
Okay.
There is that risk for botulism. It's a bacteria that can live and grow in honey. And the toxins that bacteria produces are highly neurotoxic. So your child would end up in the ER if they became sick with that and could die or have permanent brain damage. So avoiding honey is pretty important.
Well, thank you for that information.
Yes.